Welcome back. Today we continue, actually finalize element 18 of your life book, which is exercises, a gift you give yourself. All right, so we're going to be doing pages 369 to 375. But before we go any further, I just need to call out that today's actually day 100. Can you believe it? Thanks for hanging out with me as we continue to move through your life book. I will tell you when this idea popped into my head, on December 31st. I really didn't think about what I was getting into. I didn't. I just remembered, back when I was working full time in my abundantly scheduled days and how I could barely find time to do anything, let alone to read, which led me to think, well, maybe if I can accompany someone on the way to work, that I could read this for them and, that you could, get some value from this really important tool, this life book. I thought that this is something that I should do. So if you've been with me for the past 100 days, or if you're just joining me today, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be part of that new story that you are writing. So as we go in today, concluding element 18, Dr. A talks about, we actually calls it boosting your eat resistance workout. All right. And that's with HIIT training. So previously, back in the day, Dr. A actually reserved this high intensity interval training until the ultra health section because of the conditioning that's required to perform this level of fitness. But recent studies, they've been showing that, this growing experience is showing that the HIIT is actually highly effective at removing that stubborn resistant fat. So once you've reached the level of fitness that I'm going to describe, you may want to consider, doing these exercises. So the HIIT is actually a time-efficient way to train your aerobic or your cardiovascular and your anaerobic, your muscles, right? Both of these energy burning systems. It's called interval training because it actually consists of these short periods of intervals of highly intense cardio activity, followed by these shorter periods of low intense cardio. All right, so by alternating the high and the low intensity intervals, you intensify the metabolic challenge to your muscles, and it actually increases the amount of calories burned in each of these 20-minute sessions. It says here that this can help you prevent injury because you're keeping your exercise time shorter and actually saving your muscles from overuse. All right, so we talked before about calculating your maximum heart rate. So the high intensity interval, that maximum heart rate is between 75 and 90%. All right, so remember that was take 220 less your age. Okay, between 75 and 90%, that's your max heart rate for the high intensity. And the low intensity is between that 50 and 60% maximum heart rate. All right, so Dr. A actually goes into two different HIIT routines that you can do at home. And he goes into detail on pages 371 and 372 if you want to look there for more details, but I'll give you the highlights. Okay, so all of these sections that I'm going to tell you, they're all 45 seconds, and then you rest for 15 seconds in between each one. You just go slower. All right, so butt kicks, 45 seconds, rest for 15 seconds. Jump squats, 45 seconds, rest for 15. Burpees, 45 seconds, rest for 15. Mountain climbers, that's like being on a low plank and then pulling your knees back and forth. 45 seconds, rest for 15. Alternate side lunges, do it for 45 seconds, rest for 15, and then jumping lunges. All right, 45 seconds, rest for 15. Complete that circuit twice. Excuse me. That's the one routine that Dr. A suggests. The other routine is to do each of these moves for 40 seconds and then drop to a forearm plank for 20 seconds after each exercise. And then you rest for 1 minute in between each set. All right, so here's an example. The mountain climber, 40 seconds, and then do the forearm plank for 20 seconds. Hold it, and then rest for 1 minute. Then 40 seconds of plank jacks. Then right into a 20-second forearm plank. Okay, and then you're going to rest for a minute. And then the other one is lateral plank walks for 40 seconds, the forearm plank for 20-second hold, rest for a minute. And he says, repeat that circuit twice. All right, that's it. Who is excited and who's tired, right? Just by thinking about this, I can tell you most times for me, it's, getting started is the difficult part. But I actually use my HIIT training by going to Orange Theory. I try to get there, 5 times a week. That's my goal. And I'll tell you that every time when I'm finished working out, I just feel great. I feel accomplished. And I feel that, when I'm doing something that's important for me to help myself get stronger and live a longer, healthier life. So it sets me up for a fantastic day because I know that I'm working on becoming the healthiest version of myself. And I want that for you. So I hope that you'll consider doing the EAT exercises or the NEAT exercises, moving into the EAT exercises, going through all 3 of those phases and really becoming your best self. So thanks for joining me as once again, we finished the 100th day of doing this. And our next element 19, it's about sleep. And boy, is sleep important. There's some crazy statistics about for short sleepers. So let's start working on our sleep next week. So thank you for joining me today. And please, you know the drill. Feel free, like, comment, share the post. Hop on over to the YouTube channel called Healthy and Vibrant, and I look forward to seeing you.